Welcome to Show Em The Dore, the podcast with only 2 episodes left of the season. This being
Is this the penultimate episode?
This is the penultimate episode.
That's crazy.
Show Em The Dore.
I mean,
The next one's going to be a cool one. We'll announce a little bit more about that later.
Dude, this theoretically could be the penultimate episode of Show Em The Dore, period.
No.
No?
I wouldn't assume so.
I mean, what if you get a job?
If I'm unemployed, this is my job? Like, is that what you're implying?
Well,
what if you get a job?
Well,
I know what you
if you
meant.
get a job
I know
elsewhere.
what you meant.
So Willem is on the job hunt. Any employers?
A little story. I am actually now looking into a bunch of media jobs, so this has become my #1 resume item. So if any of you guys want to contact the athletic director of the University of St. Francis and ask him to hire me, put in a good word, say that I'm awesome, I really would like to work there. So, a link in the description for his email. Just kidding. Please don't. Actually, please don't talk to him.
I'm going to email him. Am I a reference?
No.
You have Tajit as a
I did put your name down as my supervisor though for this job. Supervisor's name. Here's Conway.
That makes sense. No.
So if he contacts you, you have to
No, of course.
Brooke's mom called him today.
He said that.
I made the call. Did I tell you?
Well, no, I'm sorry. You told me she was going.
Yeah. I thought she would shoot an email or talk to him in person, but she was on the phone with him apparently.
Wow, that's big, potentially.
I'm hoping to get a job.
Yeah, but so
if you also would like to give me money in any form, I will work for it. I won't work for it. Whatever you prefer. I want this. This will be potentially the last episode that we do together alone. But we'll see. Like either way, no matter what happens, I assume there's going to be a Show Em The Dore next semester, regardless of the scenario.
I'll just do it by myself.
It'll get done, whether it be yourself or whatever.
It's a lot of faith.
You're free. I'm kidding. He actually does way more than me now. I've just been dropping all my commitments left and right.
Well, that's what happens when you graduate.
Well, yeah, that does make sense.
But yes, for this season, hopefully not entirety, but for this season, this is the last episode of the penultimate episode of Show Em The Dore.
Yeah.
Which, it's crazy, right? Like, this is the end of season 5.
Yeah.
Like that's a...
Like, I put on my applications and stuff that I have 3 years of experience doing this. We've been doing this for 3 years. Do you know what I've been doing for 3 years? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
I've never had the conviction to do anything for 3 years. Like, legitimately. This is the first,
And we've done it, almost every single week.
I know. We've missed very few weeks.
And
it was literally only when there were, terrible last-minute cancellations.
Yeah.
And that was very rare. I think it was only a couple times, once maybe.
I don't think that I don't think there's ever been a cancellation that, we have done.
Yeah, we haven't ever canceled.
No, but that's what I'm saying. We've been very committed.
Yeah, and it was only in times of dire sickness. We've even showed up.
Both
of us,
at
least twice each.
Yeah.
On the verge.
Of death.
Knocking on death's door.
I went to the ER after one. Broke my arm on the way out. No, I'm just kidding.
We performed this podcast with glass bones and paper skin.
Every morning I break my arms.
Every night I break my legs.
But yeah, it's... I was thinking about an idea for what we should do for the last episode. And I was thinking we DM every guest, get in a 2-minute, not 2 minute, a 5-second video clip, and we stitch them all together.
What would they say?
I don't know, just I would say something along the lines of and now just a special word from everybody, and it's hey guys, I'm, Sasha or Bella or Cam even if he would respond, and they would just say their name, and then I would we would end it with and this has been Show Em The Dore.
Yeah. Dude, that's... So I'm going to reach back out to the University of St. Francis and say it's going to be you. Because that was great. That was good. That's a great idea.
I think it's a great idea, and it's going to be something we're going to be able to look back on. And
yeah, wow.
Yeah. It's powerful, right?
Yeah. Well, I was, for one of the first times pondering, the end last night. I had talked... Oh, yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
I had been talking to Brooke yesterday, and she was like, do you, feel sad at all about graduating? And I'm like, not yet. Like, I just now finished my immersion project today.
Right. Like now it's.
So, like, it hadn't started to kick in. But then last night I'm like, wow. I was walking home from one of my classes, and I was like, this may be, like, the last time I walk this walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll maybe do it 2 times more, ever, maybe? Who knows? But it's interesting. So that, amongst other things, I'm like, skated for, like, a minute. Made my ankle sore, so I'm like, that's enough of that. Put the skateboard back, went on a walk. And I'm like,
Skateboarding Willem was a bad time.
No, dude, I was cool.
No, you were cool, but
cool
it was like in terms of mentally.
I mean, I didn't skate for the reasons that you'd hope, but it is what it is.
It's like it's a drug.
Well,
it's like, I got into skating.
Ruined my life.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to Brooke about that just the other day.
Skating?
Yeah.
Interesting.
She was like, I was thinking about it the other day. Like, I don't know when the last time you skated was. And I'm like, yeah, fair. And she's like, I was thinking, like, how, like, I being she, used to, like, go on walks at night and used to skate at night. I feel like it was, like, for the similar reason of, like, it's not a good time. So it's kind of, like, a good thing. It's been a while, And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. But busted out the skateboard last night. I was like, yeah.
What time last night?
It was, I got back at 8 from hanging out with Brooke because she had Bible study. I went upstairs, did nothing, came downstairs, watched an episode of Phineas and Ferb, skated for a minute, walked around campus, and then I got back a couple minutes before you got back. And I thought, okay, I still want to be alone. Went upstairs, was there for a bit, decided I don't want to be alone, went downstairs, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do now. So.
Yeah, I get you.
So yeah, the end is near.
The end is near, and that's
It's a quote of the Phoebe Bridgers song that I've been listening to all day.
That's really sad.
It's a bad scene. It's not good.
No, are you okay?
Like, I promise I'm like doing better than it sounds. I'm fitted up today. Like
you are. It's a really nice fit.
Yeah, thanks.
Matches. The
I
shoes
know.
And everything.
I know. I'm really
very
happy
Christmassy. Yeah, no, I'm
it's a little bit tight.
No,
it's motivation to lose a little bit of weight. No, like the waistband. Like everything else is
like
okay.
The right, I mean, I can't see your waistband.
It's like it's the only thing.
I get you. Oh, I get you. Stock.
What I've been doing sometimes is I will unbutton it and wear a belt. It's like the top button's unbuttoned, but I'm wearing a belt, so like it doesn't. You don't know, but like I'm relieving some.
Yeah, some stress.
Some stress on the old.
The old button.
Yeah, the issue also isn't like I'm a little too big in certain areas for it. It's just like my bone's too big, so it's not something like I can work towards.
Okay, buddy.
Hey, man, it's my like.
I'm just kidding. Hips, pelvis.
Yeah. Those ones. Yeah. Both of those things.
I have a general understanding of the human bones.
Do you know I took medical terms from Greek and Latin at Hopkinsville Community College?
I did not know that, no.
I remembered that yesterday.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't remember it. I looked it up, and I saw that I took that. I'm like, oh.
You're like,
Did you also know that I took agriculture economics, animal science, veterinary science, and some 4th agriculture class from Murray State University, where I was...
Is that where Jaw went?
Yeah, where I was not classmates, but university mates with John Moran at the time.
That's crazy, actually.
We both went there at the same time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Could have seen him on campus.
No, I
So
never went
could've.
to campus. I mean, if it, I could have done anything.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean,
could have played for the New York Knicks.
Nevertheless, we do have Vanderbilt sports.
We got a couple. 3.
I mean, we actually have a lot because we missed a week.
I know.
So
we have some games.
I mean, we only have one football game.
Yeah, it was against the old U of T.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that since I was there.
Yes, you were there.
And it was honestly the best game I've watched since like UNLV. I didn't even watch UNLV.
Well, it was AJ Swan for the most of it, right?
Yeah.
And he got hurt.
Yeah, but
who came in at Walter?
Ken.
Oh, Ken. Yeah, it's good. You got to cap off the career.
But no, I honestly wasn't mad at how we played.
That's not bad.
No, like I mean, our defense let up a touchdown on like maybe 3 plays to start the game. And I was like, well, that's going to be a rough day. And then our offense scored on like 4. And I was like, I haven't seen this in years. And I'm over here trash talking. It's cold, but I'm in like I'm in like a Vandy t-shirt. I'm being a general nuisance to the people around me. We'll talk about.
You went sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
One of us has been to the last 3 Vandy Tennessee games because I went last year.
Yeah.
In the rain, no shirt, paint on me, sick as can be.
59-0.
I know, it's tough, man.
Yeah, that's rough.
Tennessee kids around me were making fun of me. They were like high school kids too, and I'm like, what you fail to understand is that my sheer determination outweighs anything that your mom paid for these seats for, you know. So you're also in the student section, so either leave or like get it off. You know?
Yeah.
So those are your
You're
options.
at Show Em The Dore.
Well, that was I've been listening to the podcast, and I realized that certain things that I say quietly when I look this way at you, they don't hear, so I can
Really
speak my mind without having to cut it out.
I'm gonna like amplify you by like 20 decibels right there.
That's a good sign for me. We're doing good.
Can you imagine? I just like turn you up really loud,
Like
blow out their eardrums.
enhance. That's what you
said.
said.
Zoom. I'm gonna put subtitles. It's gonna be the first time I ever put subtitles. It's gonna be on that one specific moment.
Big and bold.
Bold and brash.
Yeah, I have bold and brash on my wall still.
He does actually.
Yeah, it's cool.
But so I was at the game.
That being said,
we even the score at 7-7,
Big.
and then there was like a couple punts for each team, and so the game kind of slowed down a little bit. And then they scored. I think we got a field goal, and then they scored again. So it's like 21-10, and then things start to get a little chippy, and it was because they just murdered AJ Swan for no reason. Like, Neyland is objectively really loud.
Yeah.
With that being said, there was like a false start, and you see like everybody stop except their 2 defensive ends sandwich AJ Swan in like a brutal hit.
Yeah.
And everyone.
Is that not illegal?
It is, but they didn't throw a penalty. And then it happened like again. Like we had like another like illegal like shift or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got hit again, and everyone's like up in arms. And then our offensive line starts getting a little chippy with their D line, where Bradley Ashmore, like, he's like blocking a guy to the sideline. He gets kind of pulled by his face mask, and then he just like some guy.
Bradley?
Yeah, and then our bench clears onto the field. Did you not see any of this? So our bench clears and rolls up on UT's sideline. Like we have like at least like 50 guys on the field right here, all within 5 yards of the UT sideline.
Yeah.
And they're like flexing on him, like jawing at the time.
Yeah.
No UT person stepped on the field. Nobody decided that it was time to come meet the Vandy boys.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something, man.
Which I thought was kind of funny,
right?
Yeah,
that's...
So then, once they get all that settled down, there became a chant of Vandy sucks.
Classic.
Sure. At this point, they've kicked a field goal as well, so it's up 24-10. And I start yelling at anybody who I can.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys are up 2 scores on statistically the worst team in the SEC right now. Are you proud of that? Are you happy about it? Like, are you having like
enjoy the game, buddy?
I'm like, are you?
Congrats.
You're like, woo!
Big win.
This is a big win for you guys. UT Super Bowl right here, being up 2 scores. Like
Sports Center.
Yeah, and this drunk guy almost fought me.
That's awesome.
Because I'm yelling this at him, and I'm like, "Are you proud of yourself?" I'm like, "Are you happy with this score? Like, is this like?
Tight?
Are you putting this on the fridge?"
Cool?
Like,
yeah.
And he was like, "Come up and say it to my face." I'm obviously censoring a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm not walking up 3 rows to tell you what I just told you."
Did you
like,
not hear me?
Yeah, I'm like,
brother.
You're deaf and stupid. Like, what do you mean? But
and you're ugly just like your mother.
Yeah, and I'm like, ugh. And anyway, after that. We didn't get screwed, but we kind of did.
Yeah.
Because when it's 7-7, the next drive, like after we had just scored the touchdown, they threw a pass that was very clearly an incomplete pass. But it was like one of those ones where it was really close to being a fumble that CJ Taylor took back for a touchdown. They called it a touchdown on the field. And I mean, they took it away because it was the right call.
Yeah.
But like, that would have been like an enormous momentum burst.
Yeah.
Um,
So it's like, could have been.
yeah, and then
Shouldn't
but
have
the
been,
thing
but
is
could have been.
that happens and we go up 14-7. 2 drives after that, there was a fumble that like was much more questionable.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought that it was going to remain a fumble. They called that an incomplete pass as well. Thirsty?
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, I take care of myself.
I also take care of myself.
Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. But we don't get that one either. And so it was just like, we had some couple bad breaks. Even the announcers, apparently. I was texting my Miggy, our friend Miguel, who was watching it on TV. And apparently, like, the announcers were like, yeah, if that happened to Joe Milton, that would have been a flag the instant it happened.
Yeah.
Joe Milton also went 23 for like 30 with like almost 400 yards and like 4 touchdowns.
Good for him.
Yeah, he went kind of crazy. But I thought we played well.
Secondary?
Yeah.
That does happen.
At one point, it was kind of funny. And I don't agree with this, but this is just what I heard and saw.
Mm-hmm.
Around like the 4th quarter, they put Nico in, right?
Yeah.
And at one point, they get down to the red zone, and we have this guy whose last name is Webb. UT has this guy whose last name is Webb. He's number 84 as a wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And our cornerback, Vandy's quarterback, Russell, number 8, was guarding him.
Yeah.
And everyone, I'm like around the end zone, like towards the field.
Yeah.
And people are like, number 8, Russell, you suck, and like all this stuff.
Tyson.
Yeah. I thought it was Tyson, but I didn't get it wrong. And Webb looks at the people, points at him, and goes,
That's crazy.
which is like kind of funny, but like he's just sitting here like lined up, looks at the fans.
Tyson's actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, Tyson's good.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, they threw at him next play, and then Tyson broke up the pass.
Yeah.
And then they continued to tell him that he sucked, and they didn't score. And I'm like,
Come on, guys.
yeah. And he's also like pretty young, if I remember.
I think he's a sophomore.
Yeah, so he's only gonna get better. But yeah, like obviously he doesn't suck. But like I just thought the UT player reaction, and then just being like it was kind of funny. And there's like a certain amount where like when you're 2-9 and you're playing a team that their biggest strengths are your biggest weaknesses, like you're not gonna win that game.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to take the little bits of joy where you can get them. But we lost, dropped to 2-10. Obviously, we're not going bowling. We had a big shakeup in our coaching, though. We fired our strength and conditioning coach.
His son follows us on Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's fired.
He's gone.
I'm not saying I don't know anything about
Sorry,
him.
son. Sorry,
Yeah,
Junior. Daddy's out of a job.
But they fired him. They fired our offensive coordinator.
Yep.
They demoted our defensive coordinator, and Clark Lee is going to run the defense at this point, and we are actively shopping for an offensive coordinator.
All of these things should happen.
Oh, yeah. This
100%.
is...
This is the right call.
But the thing is well, I wonder how they're going to judge if it's a success.
Yeah.
Because have you seen our schedule next year?
No.
We have like
It's brutal.
Texas, Alabama, Tennessee.
I forgot Texas is joining the SEC.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. We'll talk for a second.
Doesn't look like it belongs. So I saw something that said
Is it 2020?
2024. Reportedly, Vandy is going to get Jimbo Fisher as their head coach, which is just a rumor, probably not going to happen.
No.
But I would love to see a guy named Jimbo as their head coach, just because that's cool, you know? It just sounds right. It's like that guy that used to coach LSU. Just makes sense, you know? It's like that's an SEC name. That's cool. Jimbo coaching our SEC team, that like gives us validity.
Okay, here are the teams that we play next year.
Yes.
Virginia Tech.
Ooh.
Norfolk State.
The Vikings?
Spartans.
Oh.
SMU, who just went 10-2 this year. Stallions, maybe? It's the Red Horse.
Yeah, Broncos.
No, yeah, maybe. Georgia State.
Georgia State. Oh wait, no, Georgia State.
Yeah.
Georgia. I don't know.
I think they're like a Bobcat.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Auburn.
Yeah.
At Kentucky. I'm sorry, at Auburn, at Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah.
At LSU.
Yeah.
At Missouri.
Yeah.
Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee, Texas.
Yeah.
So our SEC games, to be clear, are Auburn, which is on the very best that our team looks, a toss-up.
Yep.
Kentucky, which I think is in the same category.
Yep.
LSU, which is a top 15 team this year.
Yep.
Missouri, which is a top 10 team this year.
Yep.
Alabama, which is a top 10
Yep.
team this year. South Carolina, I think, can be a toss-up.
Could be a toss-up since it's at home.
Tennessee is a good team, I think. I think that we lose that game.
It's been a while since we beat them, so.
Yeah, and then Texas, who is a top 10 team.
Yeah.
So we play 1, 2 in terms of top 10. 1, 2, 3. 3 top 10 teams. And then if we're thinking people that are in the top 25, SMU, Kentucky, LSU, Tennessee.
Strength of schedule goes crazy.
Yeah.
Strength of actual wins a little bit.
But so how do you judge? Because you can't do it off wins.
No.
But do you think they're going to? Do you think they're going to fire Clark Lee if he doesn't go bowling next year? Because, I see Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, Missouri, LSU as surefire losses.
I don't think you, with this schedule, make a bowl game the goal. I think you don't even make winning or wins the benchmark. I think it's more.
Do we look competitive?
Do you perform well on defense? Mm-hmm. Do you, they fired the strength and conditioning guy, which I should have done a long time ago. Do you stay healthy and look good? You know, it's judging specifically the changes they made, and hoping that you take some wins here and there more so than this year. I think if the defense doesn't look markedly improved, fire Clark Lee. Because his Clark Lee is a real solid coach, and his strength is defense.
Yes.
If you put him in charge of the defense, and the defense doesn't do a lot better than this year, don't have him as your head coach. Find a head coach with a different.
But how are you judging? There's no way that, for instance, Missouri had a great offense this year.
Yep.
Assuming that they have as good of an offense, or if not better, next year, I think we'll give up 40 points a game to them.
Yeah, it's limiting.
Is it more on a per snap basis, or is there a certain? I think it's such a hard thing to quantify with such a hard schedule, because the defense probably won't perform well, but that they could still be growing. It's just the fact that they're playing some of the top offensive teams.
That's the issue. Yeah.
When
you're on the come up, it's tough to.
But we're in year 4.
Hit with the big boys. Yeah, exactly. To an extent, it's respectfully, we weren't a real program before, so it's a bigger growth period.
I fully
but still,
agree.
We have 2 wins.
Yeah, no, we should have beat UNLV this past year at the very best.
Something is wrong within the program.
Yes.
And I would love to hear.
And we don't have Will Shepard.
That the problem was offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and
strength and conditioning coach.
Yeah, I almost said his name, and I'm like, I can do that. It wouldn't his name, but whatever. I would love to hear that was the issue, and we're making steps to do that better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just tricky when it's hard to tell, I think it's limiting
I don't know if there's a right answer.
The issue is there's a bunch of answers. You're not looking at we're looking at points. We're looking at defensive statistics. We're looking at more sacks, more interceptions, more fumbles. It's more in my mind along the lines of things like limiting first 3 down touchdowns. That's been an issue of like, okay, they haven't even had a first down beyond this very first play and they scored a touchdown. Mm-hmm. We don't want that to happen ever. And it happens more than we would like. Limiting like 3rd and long conversions. It's like things that a capable defense can do, which we've proven this year. We did not run a capable defense at times.
At times,
you know? It's a lot of the little things, and I don't know if Vanderbilt is going to look at the little things and keep saying, okay, we'll just keep cruising with this, or if they'll be like, we're simply not winning. I don't care if you're getting better at the little things. We want to win. We will move on to someone who will hopefully give us a better chance of winning.
I kind of think it's going to depend on the rest of the coaching field.
The thing is,
I think it's going to depend on what good coaches get fired.
You don't quit your job if there are no good jobs available. Even if your job is like, okay, you don't fire your coach if there's no one better or like equal, Mm-hmm. If there is, and it's a competitive market where different coaches are leaving their teams and are available to someone like you, by all means, it is a lot more warranted to fire a coach who's not winning.
Like, for instance,
actively on a decline in the win column.
If Lincoln Riley got fired from USC, who
I'd hire Lincoln Riley.
There's not a shadow of doubt in my mind I would hire Lincoln Riley.
He's the best thing about South Carolina. I don't even know.
USC,
Here's the thing.
Southern California.
Southern California.
I'd
I'd hire South Carolina's coach.
Shane Beamer?
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know.
Who do they have? And they win? That's got to be coaching.
They didn't win this year.
How much did they win?
I think they're I don't know if they went bowling.
Really? Well, I'm a year in the past then.
Yeah, no, they did well last year, but I think that if they went bowling, they're 6-6 this year.
I don't know about.
I'm talking about Lincoln Riley. He was the coach at Oklahoma whenever Baker and Kyler Murray was there. Hold on.
That's...
1, 2, 3, 4. No, they're not bowling. They're 5-7.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that sucks.
I guess they could.
Is JMU? James Madison?
They are, yes.
Really?
They
Why?
have to go.
Did the NCAA change their mind?
I think so.
Okay, because it was only if there weren't enough 6-win teams. That was the ruling before.
Maybe. I'm not really sure.
Either way, that's a win, man.
Yeah, I'm really happy about them.
Their basketball team's top 25. Their baseball team's top 25. I've never seen anything like that.
Their baseball team top 25?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I know it's another sport. Maybe it's soccer. I don't know. I've just seen something where it's they have 3 top 25 teams.
I mean, JMU is surprisingly a good.
I don't know what's going on. I don't even know where it is.
I think it's Virginia.
I don't know.
It's James Madison University.
Well, yeah. James Madison could be any he's from Virginia. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I saw Hamilton.
You did.
But I mean,
either way,
if really any winning coach comes available, you want that guy.
Yeah.
They're
not going to fire Lincoln Riley. I was just thinking.
No one.
I was thinking underachieving coach in a very. The thing is the best way to get a good coach is to
catch him off a down year.
It's
like stocks.
You have to go to a fan base that is completely rabid and needs winning right now, and then if you don't win right now, you're gonna get fired.
I think USC's in that category.
And that's what I was going for.
They want to make the playoffs, and if they don't, they're probably gonna do something else to get the playoffs. Now.
Yeah,
because Caleb Williams is going pro, so that's a little bit funny for their program. So I don't know.
I don't like Caleb Williams, but anyway.
Neither do I. I think he's certified.
I think the
I
thing
don't want
is,
to say he's a certified bum. I think he's overrated for sure.
The thing is, I will always stick to my bad takes after they occur. Yeah. For instance, I thought Justin Herbert was a bust going to the NFL draft.
I saw a bunch of stuff early, before the season. That was Justin Herbert could be Justin Fields or Justin Herbert.
Herbert.
Okay, never mind. I saw stuff about Justin Fields where they're he could be an MVP, and then he's been booty cheeks, and I'm okay.
No,
it's Chicago. So what you gonna do?
I would, yeah.
But Justin Herbert.
No, I had no faith.
Where did he go to school?
Oregon. I had no faith.
Justin Herbert went to Oregon?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. I had no faith in him. I was like, he's gonna be the biggest bust I've ever seen.
When did he get drafted? What
The same.
What pick? What round?
In like high first.
I wouldn't have taken that.
He was like a more polished Josh Allen.
Well, they're the same guy, really. But he's more polished because he went to a Pac-12 school, and Josh Allen went to Wyoming.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that, like, now, seeing how Justin Herbert has done,
You're wrong.
I'm just very clearly wrong. But I'm going to say the same thing about Caleb Williams. I don't think he's going to be very good. I think he's going to... The thing is, one of his great attributes is his ability to extend plays and make out of nothing. You can do that when you play in the Pac-12 because, like, the defenses kind of suck.
Yeah, it's not how Pac-12 ball works. It's not
like
gritty defense.
Yeah, and I'm not... The best defense that I saw him play was Notre Dame, which isn't even like an SEC defense or anything. And he looks terrible.
I saw that Notre Dame game, and I lost faith in him.
Yeah, I'm
not going to sit here and say that he's not going to be a good pro because I feel like college success and pro success doesn't always line up, and I'm not going to make a prediction. But I think he's not a great college quarterback. Like, he is not top 10.
Yeah. Like, I feel bad for the team that has a draft number 1 because...
You can't not pick him.
But I don't believe in him like that. You would get flamed by the media.
Who would you take if you couldn't pick Caleb Williams?
As a quarterback? Do I need a quarterback?
Yeah. Answer the question twice. Once with a quarterback, once with anybody.
I would easily take, without a quarterback, I'd take Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marvin Harrison is the second pick, unless the second team really needs a quarterback.
Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be that guy.
Immediately, like...
He is going to be
pro.
That guy. Ohio State.
That's what I thought. Who's his quarterback?
His name is Kyle McCord. He's a freshman.
Oh.
He's a game manager. He's fine.
Yeah, and Marvin Harrison's going crazy. Was that good?
I mean, Kyle McCord isn't terrible. He was a 5-star prospect.
Yeah, but like, he's not with anybody real.
He's not like Justin Fields.
Dude, put him on like an actual contender.
I mean, Ohio State was ranked number 4.
They were.
I mean, 3.
Are they going to the playoffs? Like, they lost to Michigan.
I don't think they're going to.
Crazy. That Michigan and Ohio State are always in the top 4, and then they play each other last game of the season, and it's just like, okay, one of you is going to the playoffs and the other one isn't. Let's figure out right now. Yeah. And it's most of the time Michigan. Insane that happens.
Not true even remotely.
And the last 2 times that I've heard about it.
The last 2 years Michigan has won. Yeah. In the past, like...
30, it's probably
since 2000... I think Michigan's won 5 times.
Michigan hasn't been phenomenal outside of the last couple of years, right?
They're a perennial
I don't
decent
pretend
team.
to know anything about the Midwest in general.
But is Michigan considered Midwest? Really?
Probably.
That feels wrong.
I know. What would you consider the Midwest? Like, what are
Ohio?
Yeah.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Indiana?
Is Nebraska Midwest?
I don't know. Maybe. But, like, that's like mid. Like, I feel like Michigan's north.
Yeah, but what are you going to call that?
North.
North?
North.
I feel like if you talk about the north, you mean, like, Maine.
That's northeast.
Fair enough.
Nevertheless, we do have other sports.
We need to really, like, define the geographical regions of the country.
We'll get on this.
Like, we need to figure that out. So, football's disappointing. We don't really know.
You know what's more disappointing?
You know, it's even further disappointing. Like, that sucked. It gets worse somehow.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Basketball.
Baloncesto, as they say in España.
Yes.
Or baloncesto, as they say in Latin America.
Huh. Yeah. Basketball's been rough. It's been genuinely hard to watch.
Yeah, it's, like, not as fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, what, guys?
It's hard. It's hard to watch.
Football's made me feel that way for a while. And I'm just now starting to feel that for the basketball team, and it's just really a bummer.
Yeah.
Like, I found myself watching Division III basketball more than I've watched Vanderbilt play.
It's been bad.
It has been bad.
Nobody has consistently played well. No, I would say the most consistently over expectations performer that we've had is Jason Rivera-Torres. Who is a walk?
JRT.
Yeah, who is a walk-on.
What's he doing? Putting up like 3?
I don't. Every game that I've watched him play, he's made an impact.
Yeah,
I don't, like,
that's big.
Yeah, and
That doesn't happen for a walk-on unless your team is like really coping.
Like
That sucks.
you know,
That's never good to hear.
One of our players is suspended.
Yeah, which is a bad situation.
Ezra and Tyron played their first game together against Boston College last night, which we lost by like 27.
Yeah.
Apparently Boston College has like a 7-2 dude, and we don't have anybody that can really contend with a 7-2 dude.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
Like, there's just a certain amount of like we don't really have a center. And
it's looking worse.
And our 3-point percentage is bad, and we're average. Like, we've dropped to like 250 in Ken Palm. Like, we're just not a good team.
We used to be the team that loses to these 250 teams, and we're like, wow, now we're the 250 team.
Yeah.
And we're not going to beat teams that go, oh, wow, you guys lost to Vanderbilt? No, people aren't going to lose to Vanderbilt much. Which really does suck to say.
It's been bad.
It has been bad. It's just looking worse.
Yeah.
What does this mean for old Yeri?
I don't see how he can keep his job.
I know, and that sucks, dude. I wanted them to win for Jerry because I love him, and I think he's a good coach. But it's not working out for him. That doesn't mean he's a bad coach. It's not working out for him. And I think you can't stay with a program when that's happening.
I think he has very key flaws that he refuses to address, and it costs games.
Yeah.
Which I think makes you a bad coach.
Yeah, sure.
It's definitely more of a gray area than just being like a terrible overall.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, his lack of using timeouts during runs, his absolutely horrible lineup cards.
Management.
Yeah, management is mind-boggling at best. His inability to retain players is crazy.
I thought with the coaching staff they built around him, he would succeed. Because that kind of lightens the load when you've got someone like, what's that lady's name?
I know what you're talking.
The assistant coaches.
Yes.
I think there are two of them that are really good. And
Yeah.
it's disappointing to see
They just extended him.
just flat out head coaching failures when you're trying to make it better by providing him such a talented coaching staff. And I think he can't keep any of them, which kind of sucks. Because they're talented. They're good. He's kind of got to move on, you know?
It's just, I don't know who's going to be better.
He's got to keep trying. Nobody really.
We're recruiting better than like we ever have.
Yeah, but we're not winning.
No.
And we're not showing promise. And I think that's where it's shaky.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the first times that I've been like, okay, our outlook is actively bad. It's always been, okay, this, that, the other, we're going to get better. You could say Tyron being reintroduced in the lineup is going to get smoother as he comes back. Now
the
that
thing
Ezra
is
like
like,
a higher
there's no
volume
doubt,
but that doesn't change so much.
There's no doubt to me that we are going to be a better team in February.
That is just how basketball works.
And like, I think we will be an okay team.
Yeah, but
we've lost so much now, it doesn't matter.
I know.
Like, the thing is
and I don't want to be an okay team then. That's actively so much worse than we've been the last couple of years. We've been a good team, a tournament team in the last couple of weeks for the past 2 years.
The thing is,
and now I'm thinking,
we've been a fun team to watch.
It's been nice. It's been nice.
And we're not fun to watch.
No, it's not. It's really a bummer, dude.
And the thing is we'll go on little stretches where we are.
Yeah.
And that's what people are like, oh, you know, we still have those moments of promise.
I think that's just the way Vandy plays ball. I think that's not flashes of, oh, this could be great. I think it's we play in a way where we do things like that. We drop stuff like that. It works out like that sometimes. But that's not saying like, oh, you got all this potential.
I think we do though. I think like we'll have like 3-minute stretches where like we'll draw something up that's good, and then we'll play really good defense and get a steal, and we'll have really good transition, and then like we'll play really good half-court defense and get another score, and we'll go on this like 9-0 run, and I'm like, okay, this is good, and then we'll proceed to just lay down and die.
Yeah.
And so it's just
crazy.
It's just really, really disappointing.
So I see every coach that we've mentioned today leaving the program within a year. I don't see Clark Lee lasting through next year, and I don't see Jerry Stackhouse lasting to the summer.
Yeah.
Which sucks, because I love Jerry Stackhouse.
Yeah, he's such a funny dude.
I know, I love that guy. And I wish him success, and I really hope it turns around like tomorrow for him, because I want him to keep his job here, but I don't think he should, the way it's going. And I've never said that before. I've always been like that. I believe in him. I think he belongs here. I wouldn't keep him.
Yeah.
I'd fire him throughout the season if I had to.
Moving to the one
bright
spot of all
to finish off the episode, we've got
women's basketball. Women's basketball has been a beacon of hope in a time that has been excessively dark as it comes to Vanderbilt sports.
Yeah.
We started off 6-0, which is the best that we've done since the early 2000s when we went 10-0. But then we had the number 5 team on our schedule, the number 5 team in the nation on our schedule, NC State, where we played in NC State.
And do you know where that is?
Raleigh?
I don't think. That could be. I think it is, actually.
Let me look.
Brooke was going to go there.
Interesting.
Before she got into Vandy. She was like, she had a roommate and everything, and then she got into Vandy, and so she had to be like, sorry.
Oh, that's football. Oh.
Women.
Yeah.
But that's daunting, to say the least.
Yes.
But we are undefeated, so it's like, oh,
yeah, Raleigh.
We'll see.
We've lost by 8 in Raleigh.
To the number 5 team in their home court.
Yeah.
By 8 points.
And we had from what I didn't watch this game because I was preoccupied. I wish I watched this game thinking about it.
Like I missed out.
But I heard that we were like, let me find the game tracker. But I heard that we were like really, really close within the last couple minutes of the game, and like just something like we couldn't finish.
Yeah.
Which happens.
It does.
And especially when we're this young.
Yeah.
So okay, maybe I'm wrong.
To me, regardless of when the points were scored and how, at what point the margin of victory or defeat changed, it's a win. First of all, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice for that to happen.
We were down 24 with 8 minutes left.
Holy moly! We really came back.
Yeah.
It's impressive. That's fight.
40.
It's the number 5 team.
Okay, we're down 24 with 7 minutes to go. And then with 4 minutes to go, we're down 17. With 3 minutes to go, we're down 14. With 2 minutes to go, we're down 9.
Wow. That's fight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why.
With a minute to go, we were down 8.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think what the this kind of
but that
doesn't help.
But
my
that means that it's not as close as we wanted it to be. But there's flashes.
Yeah, there's flashes. There's fight. There's determination. They want to play. They want to win, even when they're down big with really no time to go against a great team at their place.
Yeah.
And Ayana Moore didn't make a shot.
No, she was 0 for 10.
She was 0 for 10. Like if she
she's a primary scorer. Like,
and she's number 1. Like if she had played a decent game, that's a lot closer to close a big gap.
Yeah.
That gap is a little bit smaller, so then it's easier to close it late game when you get that run. That's like, if she doesn't have an off day, that's a really competitive game. But yeah, it's promising. That's cool. That's tight.
No, that's super sick.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that we actually have a bright spot to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to watch more women's games
too. I think that's it's a lot bigger to me than women's basketball because we've had all this investment into the athletic department and millions of dollars and building all these different things and Candace Lee and all this stuff, and nothing has turned out. So it's been like, dang, dude, has this just been a monumental waste? No.
The thing is
it hasn't.
You have to build the infrastructure before things can happen.
Exactly. So it's nice to see that while we're building, things are getting better, and once we're farther into the build, other things will get better, and we'll be a much better program one day.
Yeah.
Which is
But,
really all we ask.
I mean, I think the women are going to make the tournament this year.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And I think we're going to be we're probably not going to be like a top seed.
No.
But we're going to be like we're going to be like an 8 seed that nobody wants to play.
Yeah, we're not a bottom seed.
We're going to be an 8 seed that no one wants to play in the round of 32.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's exciting though.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Good old March Madness.
Yeah.
Not for men though, because that's a little.
No, we're not going to make it.
It's a little tough.
Yeah.
But they call the women's tournament March Madness as of like 3 years ago. So that's big.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It wasn't. It was just March Madness. Now it's men's March Madness and women's March Madness, which is big, I think.
Yeah, very cool.
They did keep the differences in like the games. Like it's not the Elite Eight. It's I don't know, but like it's the Fab Four.
I didn't know that
Rather than
was a
Final
thing.
Four. It's different.
I didn't know that.
Like Sweet 16, they don't call it the Sweet 16. They call it something else. I don't remember, but that's cool, and they kept that. So it's like, yeah, it's different enough. But like, it's still called March Madness because that's like hype, and they deserve to call it March Madness. That's cool.
Right.
you
Yeah.
know?
No, definitely. I didn't know that it was different though.
Yeah, they changed it just a couple years ago, and I was like, that's big. I feel like people aren't talking about that enough. But it's nice, you know. It's nice to see some wins,
Yes.
and that's exciting.
Definitely.
So we like to report on good stuff in the end here. But this has been longer than we intended.
Yes. But with that being said,
yeah,
for the penultimate episode of season 5 of Show Em The Dore,
Ultimate,
all the way from the Curb Center Studios, this has been Show Em The Dore. Bye, guys.